You, we back. We're gonna do our daily devotional. You know what I'm saying? This one is the last of the month actually, January 31st. Today's is be someone who inspires. I like that. The quote that we got is Psalm 16:3, and it says, "I say of the holy people who are in the land, they are the noble ones in whom all my delight." That one's Psalm 16:3. And then the little side little thing right here says, "Low-minded people criticize, God-minded people decide to inspire." All right, let's get into it. Okay. Faithfulness is noteworthy in God's eyes because it requires trust, which is an act of faith. People who have faith inspire others to be faithful too, because their testimony impacts us and their example inspires us and leads us to change our lives. In a faithless world, choose to surrender yourself with God-fearing, faithful, and loyal people. Successful people admire such qualities, while the unsuccessful envy and criticize them. So choose to associate with those who are willing to teach you and add value to your journey. Loyal people are reliable and keep to their moral integrity, honesty, and commitment. In life, one thing that we need to take seriously is fidelity and loyalty to each other. If you lack loyalty in any area of your life, it is time to change. One of the first steps is to be selective about who you hang out with, because bad company corrupts bad morals. That's a quote, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Negative people will only tolerate your complaining. They will not motivate you they will not motivate you at all to change the situation. On the other hand, if you are faithful, loyal, and trustworthy person, and have sought a close relationship with God the Father, you will surely be someone who inspires others to the point of transforming their lives. Loyalty and faithfulness will lead you to live a life above the norm, and you will touch the lives of everyone around you. Keep going. The world needs loyal and faithful people. Good read. Now the Bible chapter is Psalm 15, and it says, "Lord may dwell in your sacred tent. Who may live in your holy mountain? The one who walk..." Backtrack from the top. Make it drop. All right, we're going to go from verse 1. "Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? Who may live on your holy mountain? The one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from their heart, whose tongue utters no slander, who does no wrong to a neighbor and casts no slur on others, who despises a vile person, but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps an oath even when it hurts and does not change their mind, who lends money to the poor without interest, who does not accept a bribe against the innocent, who does these things will never be shaken." Okay. So, what did I get out of this? Bad company corrupts good morals. I like that. Bad company corrupts good morals. Write that down. That's a meme if y'all didn't get that. That's a meme. Surround yourself with God-fearing people. I like that. But I'm going to say it in terms of me, so I have to do it. Surround. Whoa. I just spelled surround with an O. Cancel that. Surround myself God. Fearing people. Okay, I got space for one more, but it's gotta be a small one. Close relationship with God. But I'll say closing as is a verb then. My relationship. Oh no. That was close, I almost ran out of space. Where'd that go? Sweet. Dude, January's done. That's awesome. Now, just because it's here, I have this book. Dude, this book is really good. It's called The Common Rule, and it's the little like under thing that like kind of describes the book is Habits of Purpose for an Age of Distraction. And so pretty much it's like this author, and he used to be a missionary in China. And sorry, I have to like rethink my brain or re-get this from my memory. Yeah, so he used to be a missionary in China, and he had this like bad encounter with like some like shady crap, and so he decided that he wanted to become a lawyer. Like he felt called to be a lawyer, and so like bro did exactly that. Like bro went to law school, and you know how college is like you're surrounded with worldly people with worldly views, and so pretty much he got like sucked into the world, and so he pretty much like lost his relationship with God, or like lost himself in the world. And so he eventually like got caught up in all like the stressors of life. Like he became a husband, he had kids, he became a lawyer, but then he had all these meetings, and so like bro's life was just it was chaotic. And so eventually that led to his like kind of like his body was like shutting down or being like crying for help. Exactly that actually. And so he dealt with like anxiety attacks and depression and just like all those like mental attacks, I guess. And so he like took a step back and created this thing called the Common Rule. And so it pretty much, I'm gonna actually pull it up real quick. And so it pretty much is let me get to the page where I'm on, not where I'm on, but okay, let's get to, there's like a little chart that shows everything right here. Okay, so it's like a chart, and so it's split into like daily and weekly things that he does to like stay on a like to like stay connected to God, or yeah. And so it has to do with, there's like 4 different like districts, sections. I'll just show you. But it's one's embrace, one is love God, one's resist, and then one is love neighbor. And so like obviously you're called to love God and love your neighbors, okay? And then in doing that you embrace your calling, but then you also fight temptation, so you resist that. And so there's like there's actually 4 per like section that like kind of helps you do that. And it's kind of broken into this. And so like the daily habits are praying 3 times a day. You have a meal with someone, like just kind of getting in touch. You have an hour off your phone, because like obviously being on your phone, if you're constantly on your phone, like you're consuming like everyone else's thoughts, and you don't have your own. Like it's hard to hear your own thoughts. And then it has scripture before your phone, which is a big one. That's a hard one to do because your phone's so accessible. I mean, you got a Bible on your phone. What am I saying? And then you have weekly habits, which is conversation with a friend, like especially like if someone is like my brother lives in Germany, so like it's hard to communicate with him and keep a relationship with him. And so like, or like even my parents, like I live by myself. I live in Connecticut. Like I live, like I it's just me and my son here, and that's awesome. But I definitely feel disconnected when I don't keep in touch with them. Like I'm like, yeah, and so like having that is really good. It says keep media to like 4 hours or something, because like obviously you're sitting there on social media all day every day. You're again consuming other people's thoughts. You're looking at other people's lives, thinking like it's easy to get into the mindset of like, wow, this person's so happy, like why can't I be like that, blah, blah, blah. All that fun mumbo jumbo. And then it says fast from something for 24 hours. And so for me, like I think that'd be like what would that be? Maybe like going to the gym. Like I think physical health is a very important thing, but it's very easy to like make that an idol. Or I'd say like video games, or even like being around people, because sometimes it's hard for me to like, not hard for me to be alone, but like it's hard because I always jam pack my schedule of like hanging out with someone or doing something that like I don't I don't like get much alone time, especially because like even when I do get alone time, like say like with my son, but like I'm with my son, so it's like not my own alone time. And then it has another weekly habit is a Sabbath. Like obviously you need to you need to rest. You need to kind of like shut your brain off and really take time and like spend it with God. Because like how you gonna hear God if you don't spend time with Him? How are you gonna like how are you gonna feel good if you're always going? Like how are you gonna feel rested if you're always going? And so, I mean, it's been really cool. This is a really good book. Another good author is I think it's his name is Steve Irwin McManus. He kind of talks about like mental health. Really good book also. I'm kind of just yapping at this point, so I mean, whatever. Like, if y'all want to watch it, you can. Whatever. Um, but yeah, Steve McManus is a really good author. He like one of the last book I read from him is called The Way of the Warrior, and it talks about how like peace peace does not exist in our generation. Like our whole world is at war pretty much. And I mean, like I don't think we've had an era of peace since I've been alive. Like I don't think that's a thing. um and so it talks about like how we're never going to come to external peace unless we have internal peace, because like at the end of the day we're all under spiritual warfare and we're all going through our own daily things, but like you find peace when you're within God. And it kind of talks about just, oh, dang, I need to start taking notes or something. That'd be useful. But yeah, I lost it. I had it and then it just slipped out and it's gone. Um, but I'm gonna get back to y'all on that one. I'm gonna I'm gonna skim through it and get some stuff on it. Also, another couple books that I've read is really good. I'll also probably talk about them too, because gotta get it in. But anyways, love y'all.